Yeah, first want to thank the fans. I understand it was Kids Day. I was just informed that. But anyhow, I want to thank the fans for not only support, but their noise and their efforts during the game. So that was a real plus, as it always is. I thought, as far as the game goes, what stands out more than anything to me is our offense came alive in the fourth quarter and really helped us win the ball game at that point. Had we not done that, I'm not sure that would have happened. Although we were ahead, it was that was good. Now, obviously, the interception kind of made it closer than it had to be, but those things happen, whether it's the fourth quarter or early in the game. So outside of that, I do want to say to those fans that kind of evaluate calls and why you do them, the challenge flag that I did at the end of the first half was a poor decision. The reason it was a poor decision is because had that ball been placed at the 2 with 3 seconds, I still would have kicked a field goal. So I had the field goal from where the ball was already. Some people might argue and say, well, they would have gone for it. That's fine. Well, then the challenge would have been a good call by them because they wanted to go for it. But just being upfront and honest, for those fans who say, bad choice, I would agree with you. All right? Enough of that. I thought Devin Bush did a real nice job bouncing back after last week, did a great job returning the ball today, and helped us get the field position that our opponent had last week. So I was really, really proud of Devin the way he bounced back because I know he felt very responsible for last week's loss. And so that was a good thing there. Jaden Sheridan, as far as running the ball, he popped out of there and got a nice run. That kind of shows what he's capable of doing. So really excited about that play and how he did. So we'll see how that goes forward as far as his use. And defensively, overall, I didn't think it was one of our better performances. We can play a lot better than we did defensively. So those are my comments.
Open up.
What else we got?
Start in the back and we'll go in front here.
Hey, Coach Nolan. Good to see you again. It's Michael Bell.
Michael.
Last week you had said you're looking for one of your two QBs to kind of take the Bulls by the horn, or bull by the horn. You played the Brahma Bulls today, so I was kind of curious if you had kind of felt like Bryce Perkins stood out in that way today.
Well, he obviously stuck out, but Danny, I mean, what did he get? I don't know how many plays he got. Just a handful, did he? When he got hurt, and I've got high expectations for Danny, just like I do Bryce, both of them. So I don't think that would have changed anything going forward. I do like what Bryce did. I really had the one bad choice on that one pass at the interception, but outside of that, he did a nice job. I love both of them, but Bryce's energy is really good. He still tries to hurdle everybody, but he did fall forward for a couple more yards and got it down to the 2. I can't remember what happened after that, but nonetheless, the game performance doesn't change my mind on it. I still feel very confident in both players. I'm just really hopeful that Danny is, going to be able to participate this coming week because we have a short week. We have to play on Friday, so we'll see how it pans out. Thank you, Michael.
Hey, Coach. Mike Mueller, BCP Plus. You mentioned your performance in the team's performance in the fourth quarter.
Actually,
did pretty good in the third.
On the challenge flag, but
aside from that one, but actually, you guys did huge in the third quarter. Scored 2 touchdowns, and actually, you are undefeated when you win the third quarter in the last 2 years. I'm just wondering what goes into halftime adjustments and how critical are they for you when you start the second half?
I tell you, there's 2 kinds of halftime adjustments. One is because your opponent is giving you something that's giving you trouble, and the other one is you're giving your own worst enemy, whether you're not making plays or you have injuries. Today we had a lot of guys go down in the secondary early in the game, and by the time the game was over, we were down to kind of the bare bones as far as the secondary goes. So when it came at halftime, those are the 2 things we were discussing. The defense, rather, when we walked to them, they were talking about some scheme things. And I quickly made them aware, guys, our problem's not right now that they're doing anything that's really innovative and creative beating us. They're just playing well, but we also got to make sure we protect our players. So that was that kind of adjustment. On the other side of the ball, I think we decided, as was evident, you saw us go down the field just a little bit more in the second half, which is what we prepared all week to do. And I thought that helped us a lot. Whether it was complete or incomplete, making that defense respect that you will go down the field is an important thing. So those are the types of adjustments. Like I said, that's really what you have. You have your own team adjustments, and then you got your opponent. What are they doing something to hurt you? Thanks, Mike.
Right there, and then we'll come over here to James.
Coach, it's no secret that you guys as an organization made a vote of confidence for the skill position players we saw today. You mentioned Devin. Talk about Malik Turner and the game that he had today. He had some really very physical plays similar to Bryce.
Yeah.
Just his ability to step up in the moment.
Yeah, and I apologize to Malik for not bringing his name up on my thing here, but he did exactly that. What I love about Malik is he's a very aggressive, very confident, he commands the position. He does a great job as a wide receiver. He's hard to cover for guys, but he's also a very hard tackle, makes good decisions. He's extremely competitive. We're very fortunate to have him on our squad. And that whole unit of wide receivers, that whole unit is a pretty darn good unit for us. And a little bit of the reason why I felt it was necessary to make a move the other day, as I did at the beginning of the week from the positional standpoint. But Malik, I'm really glad we have Malik. I really am. As much as anybody on our squad, he was probably as good an addition to this team from a year ago as anybody.
Coach, in that first half when San Antonio had a lot of momentum, I know you talked about you want to see more out of your defense, but they kind of did have a little bit of a bend, not break, held them to a few field goals. How important was that, especially looking at the final score here?
I think it was key. I think it was really big. Don't get me wrong. But I think when I talk about our defense, too, my expectations are a little bit more than just the 3 points, because we let them get down to where they were 3 points. A week ago, when they returned the ball, they were only a first down away from getting 3 points. This week, they got down there and they earned it. I'm talking about our opponent. And did a real nice job. I mean, they got their 3. They'd obviously rather have had 7, but they earned those 3 points. And not that Birmingham a week ago did not, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying they earned it in a different fashion. It was on the special teams that gave up the field position, where today the defense, I thought, like I said, I know our unit is better than that. And so we'll have to, play better, too.
Do a couple more. One over there and then back here.
I agree with your point about Malik, because he was a player that I wanted to see more of. I'm curious what your thoughts are on Jalen Moore, because I believe today was his first start in the UFL. What are your thoughts on what we could see from him in the future?
I hope it's more and more with each week. Like I just said, whether it's Jalen Moore, Malik Turner, Siosi, Devin Ross, who am I leaving out? And then you got Nakua. There's another one, though. Anyhow, all those guys, that's a strong group. It really is. And then hopefully we perform that way. But I think we have to do like we did today. We had to go down the field a little bit more with those guys, because they're really good after the catch, all of them. It stretches the defense a lot more when your players aren't just catching at 5 and running for 15. It's a lot better when you catch it at 15 and maybe run for 5 more. It's a little bit more of an impressive type of a thing, and it also challenges your defense much more. If everything's horizontal right there close to the line of scrimmage, it's not as hard to defend. But when all of a sudden, you go down vertical, that's, obviously that challenges your defense. And as a coordinator, which I did for many years, on the defensive side, it changes your whole thought process. You're gonna, and so, like I said, if I think you're going to be right here horizontal, I'm going to call one thing. If I think you're going vertical, I'm going to call something entirely different. So if I guess wrong because you're doing it, where if you kind of stay in this one little realm, you're doing the same thing all the time, they can tee off on you, and we get a little bit of that. So, but we change that. Yeah.
Wrap up with Michael back here.
Yeah, Michael.
Hey, Coach. Every coach I've talked to the past 2 seasons on the opposing side has mentioned your D-line. I'm curious what goes into your perspective of what makes them so special.
Great question, because I think our defensive line is unique in fact, number one, I really like who we have. All of them, I think, are quality players. They've all either been in the NFL or, well, really all of them have been in the NFL. The 4 starters have all been in the league, and then they've come out. They're our guys. What I like the most about them is the way they play, though. They play extremely hard. They hustle. They're big men. And so that's, big man, it's hard to get him to run to the ball as much as those guys run, but they run to the ball. And I really like the techniques that we teach our D-line. It's not rush the pass every down. It's which some guys get away with coaching that way. And to me, that's not helping the players get better or even go to the next level. You got to be able to stop the run and the pass. And those guys, I think, are taught very well. Colin, our defensive coordinator, is the D-line coach, and I think Colin does an exceptional job coaching the D-line and teaching them techniques that are, I think, are conducive to really being good on defense. Today, I'm anxious to watch the film, because I don't know if it was the D-line or the backers, but they did a good job running the ball, San Antonio. They really did a nice job. Whatever they did, I'm eager to go watch the film and kind of check it out, because they did a nice job. They might have just blocked us for all I know, but I think they had some good scheme ideas as well. Yeah, credit to those guys. They did a great job. They had a good plan.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate
Great.
it.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Defensive lineman Garrett Marino, running back Jason Sheridan available. We'll open it up to questions right away. We'll start with Mike up front here.
Hey guys, Mike Mueller, BCP Plus. Garrett, you guys have historically been a very difficult team to run against in the last 2 years. San Antonio was able to have a pretty good amount of success against you today. I was just wondering, what did you see that they were doing differently as far as blocking goes that gave you guys a little bit more trouble than teams have been able to do in the past?
I mean, they're a good team. We just had a couple guys in the wrong spots at the wrong time, so it was nothing we weren't expecting. So,
Jaden, obviously this is your first legitimate pro snaps here in the UFL. How good did it feel to score that touchdown, and how important was it for you to get that opportunity this week?
It feels amazing. Really happy. I contribute to the team. For me, personally, like I said, it's been a long time since I stepped on the field, but it felt amazing, especially to score.
Anybody else? Go right down the far end.
Garrett, San Antonio has one of the better offensive lines in the league. Coming into a game where you're playing a more competitive offensive line, is that something you're more eager for the challenge, or how do you prepare for that?
I would say it makes our defense play better just because they're more good on their assignment, so it just makes us better. So, yeah, we like playing better O-lines.
Garrett, just a quick question for you. You're 3 weeks into the season. Where would you evaluate you guys are in the trenches right now?
I would say we are the best defensive unit in the league, but we're just going to have to let the season play out to show you guys that.
Go right back here to James.
Garrett, obviously Breland Speaks out for a while. It's a tough loss there on the defensive line. What was the preparation like this week, just trying to get ready without such a big, important piece there?
Yeah, obviously losing the defensive player of the year last year is hard on our defensive line, defense, really our team. But we got guys that are ready to go. I didn't see a difference. It's just the next man up.
And Jaden, going along with that next man up, running backs have been kind of going down left and right for you guys. I'm just wondering how much camaraderie are you able to build with that running back core, and how much time do you guys spend together on and off the field?
On and off, I say off the field, we gotten real close. Everybody's close-knitted, and now all the time, we talk about life together. A great group of guys, and, we just keep each other going, motivating each other, and just happy to be part of the room.
Anything else? Quick one for you both. Short week this week. What does it take to bounce back for another Friday night game?
Short week, so we got to execute and practice, and we got to go out and have fun and play with some juice and play with heart.
Yeah, just brush this one off, watch it, correct it, move on to the next.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for your time, guys.